Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday, yeah. I always like to do that on a Friday. Although I do need to do that tape. I need to get me in a car, start doing the dance. Yeah, it's Friday, but price action ain't really giving us that Friday feeling now, is it? Mad love and respect to everyone that came through to last night's live stream. We were talking about a few things that were hitting home, about the reality and the game of trading. But hopefully you learned a thing or two. Now, today's live stream. A reminder, I won't be going live in the evening. Again, I know I have some commitments that will need my attention. But let's give you everything that we can and prepare you for the volatility of Bitcoin. But what do we mean by the volatility? Wall Street. You hear me talking about it all the time. Wall Street is the reason why cryptocurrency has been doing really well. We can't hide away from it. And those of you that don't think it's Wall Street's fault, okay, put it in the comment section and tell me why you don't think reason why Bitcoin's gone up is because of Wall Street. Well, let's just put things into perspective from my point of view. Wall Street, infinite capital. Word is, they said it's around $30 trillion is going to hit Bitcoin because of the wealth that's locked in Wall Street. They did a good job to shield that ETF, but we did get some flavor up until the day of the ETF, which then ended up being a sell the news event. All those guys, they were like, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a sell the news event. And they were like, no, it's different this time. You know, you meet a woman on Tinder and you go to her and she's like, I've never had really much experience. You know, I've not had the best experience. Everyone keeps on screwing me over and all that. And you end up saying to her, yeah, but this time it's different. And bless her, she kind of believes you. And then you do the bad thing and you end up leaving her. And that's sad days. When people say this time is different, it's them, in my opinion, trying to reinsert the idea of the past. Because that's all they know. And they just like the idea of it. Oh my God, this time is different. It's going to go in my favor because I hold a bag of Bitcoin. No, that's what I think. I think that because now Wall Street's got involved in Bitcoin, it means now that we are subject to Wall Street mentality. Today's live stream, we're going to be diving into the outflows of the ETF and what this can mean for Bitcoin. Bitcoin ain't going down because the miners are selling. The miners have already been selling for quite some time right now, okay? Coinbase Premium Index is coming down. So it just tells you that there's not that much pressure on Coinbase from US investors to buy Bitcoin. But we understand something about bids. Yeah? We know that retail historically buys as prices are going up. Why is this now a good buying opportunity? Because we need this correction. And the deeper Bitcoin goes, the more solidified we are in the understanding that bids are just going to keep on buying. But don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. The buying can happen for a long time. And the deep pockets can buy for as long as they want. They are satisfied with the discount they get on Bitcoin. Alongside talking about Bitcoin, we're going to be diving into a few altcoins. I've seen this madness with this dog with hat. This was nothing and became a market cap of 2.2 billion. What? That's the power of the meme coin. That's the power of community. That's the power of the idea of cryptocurrency. You can't mess with it. Bitcoin went to 69K on the back of just people in cryptocurrency. It's now gone back again with Wall Street. Okay? That means that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency overall can succeed and eventually hit. And I'll make the projection right now, ladies and gentlemen, that I believe that cryptocurrency market cap will have a daily turnover of roughly around $4 to $5 trillion. That's where I believe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to go. That's not too far away from Forex, given that that's around 6.7 trillion. Can you imagine? That's only taking what? Not even just above 10% of the supposed $30 trillion wealth that the ETF is going to expose us to. My rant is done. Let's get with the program, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, in the comment section, I want to know, Wall Street, are we subject to Wall Street's mentality? Wall Street selling, are they going to be selling Bitcoin? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, anyways, let's get with the program. Here we go. Can you hear me loud and clear? Tino, I've been watching your videos over the past few weeks, and the more I watch, I'm starting to understand it all a bit more. Well, I hope you do. I really do hope that you understand it. And those of you who are new passing through to the channel, okay, do the homework and all that stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the ding-a-ling, the bell, so you do not miss out on flavor. Like last night, went to town. And it wasn't intentional. We were talking about Wall Street bets. Speaking of which, yes, Wall Street bets. Where is it? Let's just have a look at this. Okay, so $50 so far, so good. Reddit, I just want to have a look at it over here on TradingView. Where we at? Reddit stocks, here we go. Where we at? Oh, we got a gap down. These Wall Street players, man, they're going to try and short the dear life out of this stock. But like I said before, man, would this IPO be those hedge funds' attempt to stick it to Wall Street bets? But you can't mess with them. You can't mess with Wall Street bets, man. They are a solid community. They stick together. So be careful. Could you imagine if Wall Street bets raided the Traders Reality channel? Oh, my days. That'll be absolutely madness. Anyways, going into BTC, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some flavor in the charts. Bitcoin on its route towards a very interesting green vector candle zone. So let's understand where we are firstly. The good old Financial Times that prides itself on making sure that its readers are informed with information that has integrity and make sure that they maintain true information that is valid for you to understand what's going on in the world. Financial Times, man. It just looks regal in its sense. An article from a gentleman, I believe. No, yes, Scott Cipollina. Turns around and says that Bitcoin tumbles from record highs. Grayscale ETF outflows hits 12 billion. That's a lot of crypto to leave the trust now, isn't it? Let's just go and have a look at what we're talking about. So, Grayscale. Grayscale. Things are looking pretty grey. This is what I mean about today's topic being the volatility of Bitcoin. Bitcoin itself is volatile. Now we've had this liquidity pump by Wall Street, which has effectively brought Bitcoin to significant highs. Okay? The same way it can aggressively move up, it's the same way it can aggressively move down. But hopefully, when you guys see Bitcoin drop, you're not going to be reacting the same way X, Twitter, is going to be reacting. Bearish pennant, broken candle, triangle, formation, logic, trendline penetration. Bitcoin's now going to the downside. People are buying it, man. That's the truth. Ain't you all about that? DCA, baby. That's what you're all about. Why wait for an asset to be so expensive before you buy it? What, you want confirmation? You want confirmation of it going up? The lower Bitcoin goes, or the sharper that Bitcoin retraces, okay, always say to yourself, who on earth is buying? Who is buying? Well, you get those instances in the vector candles, that these red vectors imply people are buying. These are points of interest in the chart that historically will show that there will be a presence from someone to want to sell from these points. Now, this red vector candle here is relatively close. That would mean Bitcoin would go to 71,000. We are not too far away from the all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, come on. From where we are right now to the current price point, Bitcoin is roughly around 13% away from its all-time high. Round of applause for BTC. The logic on everyone's minds right now is, will Bitcoin go back up? Or will Bitcoin actually go back down? Well, let's just have a look what's going on in the bids. Who's buying? Oh, did you see that? So those are orders that had been previously placed and now have been filled. We've seen those guys buy. In my projection update this morning, if I'm correct, we had the conversation and we were talking about Bitcoin over here. Let me just mark it off. Go away. Where are my bids? Here we go. So look at this. You might be able to see it. But there was 4.3 million bids right here. Below there was around 32, if I'm correct. There were bids inside of the zone, okay? Bitcoin's price came down and swept those bids. All right then. So we know that there has been a collection of buyers coming into play on Bitcoin. Now, what's going on is the market itself, the algorithms are effectively trying to weigh out the logic of value. Remember, Binance, market maker, liquidity provider. He earns off Binance's client in getting engaged with buying or selling, going short, and using leverage. They transact and they earn off that, okay? So they need to navigate the chart, or should I say, they need to navigate price to probe I need to stop that, man. They need to probe price in such a fashion that will send it to an area where they can transact, okay? Significant areas of transactional activity have been happening in Bitcoin in similar zones. Over here, we had Bitcoin transacting around the 63,000 region all the way down towards 59,800. So between 59,800 and top side from when it started, 62,974, we can safely say that if we were there now, okay, and we saw that price made the move away from it, logic would say that we would anticipate support to come in if the guys over here were interested in buying Bitcoin again. Did that happen? Of course it did, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these guys. They happen to buy at the same time as these guys over here. Why? Because this is what the idea of value is about. I believe Bitcoin is good at this price. It's going to go up, mate. It's going to go to the moon. It's going to go to Pluto, stop at Pluto for a little bit, go to Saturn, maybe roll over to Jupiter, maybe roll onto Mars, do the diamond hands dance. That's the Trump dance, isn't it? But the idea is you want to be very receptive to particular areas of interest. We've got this one area right now. Everyone calling for Bitcoin to be going lower, below the 60,000 point. In my opinion, for the holders, okay, if price were to navigate towards the 60K zone, we would see quite a significant amount of bids, in my opinion. That would grab everyone's attention. Because right now, the bids inside of this zone right here have, in principle, taken profit, in my opinion. They've taken profit and price has effectively marked up. So we assume that these guys here have made their money. Now the market is effectively gunning into the same range to see if these same guys think that the same thing could likely happen again. And we would logically assume that that could be the case with Bitcoin creating what appears to be a W formation at key moving averages. But the problem is a W formation that is forming at the highs after a very big move to the upside is going to give me the idea that if they do clear this range, they would have to close significantly above the 69,000 and hold. That means we'd need to see moving averages compressed together and price would need to stabilize at and above the 69,000 zone. Because if it does manage to get above that point, there is nothing stopping Bitcoin going up to sweep the highs again and hit an all-time high above 73,800, maybe even hitting 74. But this is a very, very peculiar range right now where it can actually flop. Now, I'm talking about it on the higher time frames. So if we go into the daily, I'm making reference to it on the daily, you can see right now, if you had waited for the daily candle after this one to confirm that now was the time to go long on Bitcoin, your confirmation candle would have been this one, okay? You might be in a bit of a drawdown. In terms of DCA, the 20%ers or the guys on the 420 method, you've got your first position locked in right now. And if Bitcoin does sustain this next move and the candlestick here closes below the 5 and 13 EMA, then we are more than likely going to work our way back down again, okay? Until we then test the critical 50 zone, which is at 59,444. That, in my opinion, is the make or break for this rally. But remember, Bitcoin can correct as deeply as it wants down to 51,000 and it will still be deemed as a valuable asset. It will still be deemed as expensive and it will still be deemed to some people as an opportunity to get it on the cheap. That's where we can get all the bids, okay? Because this area here was previous bids and those previous bids could be over here. They could be down here. They could be here. These bids here could be selling off here. We will never know who is bidding. But what we can do is we can program our eyes to be receptive to the waves of movement. We've seen now 2 clusters of bids. They're buying, okay? What we're then looking for is we're looking for the bids to calm down, where the market's like, okay, let's start looking at maybe reversing. And we then want to see the offers coming into play. That's when we start looking into smaller time frames to understand how likely those offers are going to start building their positions and get ready to lift price. Okay? You can go on to higher time frames with this. Let's go on to the 12-hour chart and understand where we are in terms of bids. Look. The last 12 hours, well, each candle is 12 hours. But in this last candle over here, the last 12 hours has seen nearly $33 million worth of bids being opened up at 64,222. Okay? That's very important for me. Because I know the last 12 hours, they've been bidding Bitcoin like no tomorrow. You understand? It's continuously being bid. 12 hours, bid. It is not going anywhere. Starting to see a high concentration of orders inside of this range. And at the same token, there's offers coming in. So people are looking like they want to take profit. It looks like the book's saying, okay, I'm seeing there's lots of offers that could come into play with this, but we've got more dominance to the bids. We can fill more positions on the bids. Down here, we've got a position of 12 million. So I know historically there's someone going to be stepping in at these points. Okay? Going even further down, like we got mad flavor. Look, 48 million bidded at 62. Wonderful. We know this is a big area of interest. Okay? So now we go into the understanding that Bitcoin, now it's pulling back, okay, which is fine, Bitcoin dropping down. We are effectively waiting for the clue that the bids are done. How do we identify the bids are done? Go back in the chart. Where do you see in the chart, by the principle of the hybrid system, that they have finished the move? Well, let me draw it structurally for you. Here is price. It's trending. Here is a moving average. Very cool, yeah? What usually happens, okay, is when you see the structure, you would be of the agreement that price is trending lower. Cool. We agreed on that. I'm assuming yes, type 1 if you are on that flavor. Usually what happens is price tends to consolidate and the moving averages are quite spaced out. So you've got the 200 EMA or you've got the 50 EMA there and you've effectively got the 200 EMA all the way up here. There is like this exposure, like a fan-like feature of the moving averages. That tells you retail's brain is follow the trend. They're selling, but we know that they're buying. Price will then create a particular structure in the chart, which we understand it to be like a W formation, double bottom, pennants, whatever you want to call it. But we can see that the first break away from the midpoint of this structure would give us the idea that things are starting to change. The retrace back into the zone could be another clue. We're then waiting for confirmation that the high that's come out of the way from the W formation would effectively lead price to go back into the same areas of volatility, which are the moving averages. You are looking for these instances. Now, what else do you need to look for? Well, let's find this instance first. One right there. Some of you might understand it to be an inverted head and shoulders. What do we mean? Well, an inverted head and shoulders is principally a variation, or should I say, a derivative of a W formation. Look at it. Happy days. W formation. Awesome. Now, vector candles. 800 EMAs right here. Okay? Green vector candle to the lows. Stopping volume candle right here. You got the first leg with red vector candles to the left. Okay? You got price trading below the 50 EMA. You then have this sweep lower vector candle continuation back up to take out the midpoint and then gun for the next vector candle. What's the moving average doing? Look at it. It's spaced out. Why is it turning at this point? Because that's where traders place their stops. They think, oh, it's not going to go above the 200 EMA. I'm going to place a stop up here. That's how they think of it. But the idea is that you're trading towards those points on the assumption that this structure comes into play. So let me tidy it up for you. Those of you on your mobile phones, okay? Take a screenshot of this. Let me just move this, okay? Take a screenshot of this now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yippee-ki-yay. Cool. Now that screenshot, print it. Put it on your wall, because the criteria for a move like this, everything you need is here. Now, for those of you that want to be a little bit adventurous about it, use the weekend to go back and practice. This is the perfect criteria, in my opinion. Green vector candle right here, giving me a clue they're getting ready to do something. Stopping volume candle tells me that they're preventing the liquidity from sweeping lower. They go down to come back up. Market maker stepping in. Another stopping volume candle right here, which is fundamentally the same behavior that we've got right here on this stopping volume candle over here, okay? They sweep the liquidity lower, trap, reversal to the upside. Now your job is to go back and find it. Now, you might look at this and say to yourself, okay, Tino, what about this? Okay, cool. Well, that right there, well, it's a little bit of a sharp reversal. The red vector candles come into play. I'd have to be very careful with that because I don't really see the green vectors, and it looks like a very small consolidation zone that could be prone to failure. Granted, it was on Sunday at 6 a.m. in the morning. Not really an ideal time to be playing the market. Going across right now, we see the same logic here. Okay, I've got a green vector candle right here, stopping volume candle. Moving averages have deviated away, but 200 EMA is flat, 50 is all the way up there. Got a huge imbalance. I will take the trade on the principle that price is going to come back up and recover that red vector candle. Because when you look at it in terms of when it happens, okay, what are you working with? This is what you're working with. You're looking at this green vector candle right here and saying to yourself, hold on a second. How likely is price going to reverse from this point? You've hit the range daily low, okay? It's making what appears to be a reversal. You've got yourself your imbalance up here. It's been dropping off for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. More importantly, the red vector candles are not closing at the lows strongly. That's a clue that the bids are getting hit and quickly taking some profits. And then when they sweep the lows right here and then the offers start to come in, that's your offer candle. They're marking price because they've got the short sellers trapped. You place your long inside of this candlestick, allow it time to recover as well, which means that your exit in principle will be outside of the structure. The logic would say that price would have to go down, continuation, sweep back up. Now we know what's happened, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone can talk about bloody hindsight, okay? But you go back in the charts, you go back in the live streams where we've done similar things like this and you see how it plays out. Give me another pattern, Tino. All right, then. What about this? It's a little bit fast, but the faster they move price, okay, and you see a vector candle, greater chance of them reversing back up. You want to look for vectors that don't finish at the lows. Go back again. Give me another W formation T. All right, cool. What about this one? Very, very small. But the presence of a blue vector candle like this, after sideways price action, you only had to look at this area right here. Do you see it? Do you see it, ladies and gentlemen? If you see it, and you know what I'm looking at, then I'll know that you're understanding what we're trying to do here. Please tell me in the comments. Tell me now in the chat. Do you see the logic of why, when you see this sort of behavior here, and I'm going to talk about altcoins afterwards, why this logic here would lead Bitcoin to mark up? By just looking at this whole range, what are you seeing from this? Please tell me. While I have a look at what's going on over here on Bitcoin on the book map, just have a look, keeping that bad boy. Yep, okay. What are you seeing with this range? What is distinctively sticking out like a sore thumb that would make you say, hold on a second, price could go there? Double bottom. No. More than that. Retail trader would say a double bottom. More than that. What kind of flavors in the chart? What do you think they're trying to do? Look at it. Someone said it. Stop hunts. That's exactly what I'm looking at. What's a stop hunt? At this price point, ladies and gentlemen, everyone is trying to run shorts on Bitcoin. Let's look at it from this logic to make it easier for you. Everyone, short Bitcoin, it's not going to go, it's not happening. I know I projected the move because I spoke about it. That red vector candle is a point of interest that tells me they're going to gun back for that zone. I know because I did it as a platinum setup, and I know I mentioned it in the live streams. I know I did. When you see this sort of behavior after a significant move up, yet you continuously see them sweeping the lows, they are in what some would say, yeah, accumulation. I get all of that, okay? It's easy to say accumulation. But look deeper into it and understand that these big vector candles right here are effectively sweeping up and attacking the liquidity because the market's trying to, or traders are trying to push price down. They think it's going lower. So market maker builds his shorts from the highest possible point. Notice how he instantly realizes a return on them. Instantly. That tells me he's getting ready to go long. That last little push down here was the trap. And of course, Bitcoin went up. They came back into the red vector candle region right here. Look, they just shifted away from it because everyone was like, Bitcoin has to go down. Bitcoin has to go down. That's it. It's not going to go to the all-time high and all of that madness. Where was that? That was February 24th. Okay? We just done the ETF and that's it. Game over. But that's what the thought process was. Granted, Bitcoin has gone for the all-time highs. Cool. But the thought process said that you were mindful that they are sweeping the highs. Attack. Look, same red vector gets fully recovered. Sweep down, sweep down, sweep down, sweep. They kept on sweeping. It was the principle of elasticity. Pulling, 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 pulling. Let go. Bang, that thing's moving. Exactly what that move is right there. So when you're looking at the chart and saying, hold on a second, what is it doing more of but not following through? It keeps on marking lower, but it's not following through. That tells me they're preparing for something else. What's retail saying? It's going down, baby. It's going down. Give me the reason for belief that retail thinks it's going lower. One right there, couple right here, one right there, couple right there. I'm looking at these red vector candles and they are not going anywhere. Same thing with the green vector candle. Notice how the highs of Bitcoin over here kept on getting hit and they were higher. These two highs right here. Logic would say you'd be anticipating another sweep to that liquidity because that's where a lot of people tried to run the shorts from. Capiche? I hope that makes sense. Let's go into Bitcoin's price right now. Oh, no. Please. Okay. BTC. Where you at? Oh, typical. Typical behavior. Well, if Bitcoin is going down, then, well, we are seeing some bids coming into play. Look at this. Look at this flavor. Market is open. Bids are coming into activity. Quite a significant amount of bids. NASDAQ and S&P are taking a shoe back to the downside. We've got Bitcoin on the order flow principle. Where's Bitcoin at, ladies and gentlemen? It's currently at value. Hold on. 9.2K contract sat at 63,193. We're going to now wait and see if this is the area here that could effectively trigger some liquidations, but more importantly, tell us who is actually at this point. Is it more bids or offers? Is there more buyers? Is there more sellers at the point of control? If they are going to try and go towards that point, price will pretty much have to move down pretty quick. But looking at the profile in terms of contracts, you can see we've got a contract amount here of 7.8K. We've got another one at 7.9K. So we're going to hope that these guys can hold price here and effectively change the point of control and mark it up, because then that would tell me that there could be some bids trying to support price in this range. And if they're not present and they don't actually hit the same or the equivalent of a point of control down here at 9.2K, logic would then say to me that price should be coming down from that point because there's not enough support to come into play, okay? Now, with Bitcoin coming back down now to recover this green vector candle, we are now heading into a very important zone. We're heading into the, oh my God, it's going to go crazy. Let's have a look at what these altcoins are doing at this point in time. Here we go. We've got Cream, Engine, or INJ. That's showing some very interesting behavior right now. Where's Solana? Let's have a look at Solana. Solana's trading down, not so aggressively. We'll know what's going on with Solana with regards to meme coins. Let's have a look. Let's wait for this. Hold on. Why is it running slow? Please, bro. Please. There we are. So, fully recovering the green vector candle. It seems like a lot of these meme coin players might be offloading, okay? So, let's have a look. What have I got? Where's the eagle? Not eagle. Dog. Where's the dog with a cat with hat? Dog with hat. Here you go. So, here's what I mean about these meme coins, right? This dog with hat. And I remember someone mentioned it on a live and said, Tino, check out dog with hat. I'm stupid. I am stupid. Because when they mentioned it, it was down all the way like in these areas down here, okay? Really, really cheap, okay? And it went all the way up to $3.50, man. The utility? There is none. I don't know, like, what's the utility of this coin? But it's got a market cap of 2.1 billion. Now, the way you see meme coins, okay, is when you start seeing like remember Dogecoin, yeah? Dogecoin, then baby Doge, and then any Doge that comes after that. It's always going to be the next best thing, okay? So you've got dog with hat. Logic would say, because I did it myself, I was like, okay, if there's a dog with a hat, surely someone's done a cat with a hat. They have. Where is it? Cat with hat. And if someone's done a dog, someone's done a cat, what's next? A bird, look. Eagle. And then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, this is how people make their money in crypto. It's on the waves of human nature, the behavior, the trend. Okay? Now, the cool thing is when you're looking at stocks, for example, stocks like this, Reddit, it's a new stock. We've got a new meme stock. It is a meme stock. Infamous for the GameStop story, Wall Street Bets. We can't exactly have Wall Street Bets stock, but I'm sure they'd create a coin, or I'm sure, you know, that something's going to be evolving around Reddit. But this is now their coin, or their stock. The same hysteria and the madness that goes into meme coins fundamentally is exactly the same with stocks. But there's a little bit more of a, not legitimacy per se, but there's more governance behind it. All right, we're talking investors. We're talking, I mean, look, 8 billion market cap at the start of its IPO, and you got Dog with Hat at 2 billion. Come on, man. It's not too far away. Okay? And that is like, how long has Reddit been going on for? But Dog with Hat ain't been out long. December. This year. No, last year. So with that understanding itself, those of you who are going to go out there and start buying coins, just your information that you're getting from a stock, from a coin, in principle, you've either got the developers, the market cap, what's its purpose, okay? You can use your on-chain stuff. But when you're buying a stock, it's a different story. You've got a little bit more data that represents human nature. However it's going to work for Reddit. I mean, when I say human nature, you've got to look at NVIDIA, for example, okay? Look at NVIDIA's share price. $919. We're only nearly $90 or $80 away from my $1,000 projection, which we called from $600, okay? $620 or something like that, okay? We're not too far away. But we know that this company provides a service on human nature. What do they serve? They serve the guys with the graphics cards. They want the companies that want cloud-based processes and what have you. You can see sales are accelerating month on month, quarter on quarter, sorry. Sales 101% on the July 31st, 2023. October 31st, 2023, which was the end of the quarter, 206%. At the end of January 31st, 2024, that quarter showed 265% increase on sales. The business is being consumed. That's more information. That adds more weight for you to buy a stock like this because there is a business, there is a demand, there is a need. The same thing applies to these altcoins and these meme coins, but it's short-lived. And that's what you've got to understand about meme coins. It's short-lived. Now, coins with a utility, for example, INJ. So we'll go over to INJ and say to ourselves, okay, then, cool, what's going on there? Is there utility with the coin? Of course there is. It's charged at $35 a coin, okay? There's a big market cap with INJ, okay? There's justification to the process of it, all right? We've been watching this for a little while, and you can see it's doing relatively well. There's interest in this coin. There's a purpose, there's a service, all right? You can go and have a look at your developers and on-chain analytics, the white paper, roadmap, and all of that madness. But based on the way the coin moves is justifying its price and its market cap. All right? When you get into meme coins, you have to have the short-term mentality, believe it or not. Unless you're getting in on the real cheap, when you're witnessing altcoins that have made significant highs and you're anticipating that they're going to go towards those highs again, well, you're then going to start having to look at paying higher priced coins. Okay? For an example, Dogecoin. Look at Dogecoin, all right? You know, like, look at these instances where Doge pumps up to only come back down again. And that was when it was at 5 cents. It pumps all the way up to 15 cents and back down again. It's made the move up to 20 cents, and it's now made its move back down. It's currently holding at the 14 cents mark, okay? This tells me that this coin, even with the market cap and its purpose, okay, when you do catch it at a real big discount, something's going to end up sending it back up again where you should naturally be holding or closing at those highs, okay, and preparing yourself to buy back up again. When you've got altcoins that are priced at 0.000000 and they keep on going with the 000 and you're a holder with like 9 trillion coins of this coin, you don't want to be holding on to them for long, because the second you get that bout of volatility and the liquidity comes into the chart, you want to be selling. You want to take that liquidity and duck. That's what you want to do. And then guess what? You have a flurry of meme coins. You can go and do the same again on the next one and the next one and the next one. That's the thing about meme coins. So just make sure that as much as you might think a project might go and explode, there has to be a real big purpose behind it, and not just no fancy meme. Dog with hat. Again, dog with hat, Dogecoin, dogs. It encapsulates all the people, the mania of memes. It's a dog. Oh my God, my sister has a dog. I'm gonna buy it. This is the coin. Some people probably thought about that. And then look what happened to it. It's a hysteria. It's madness. It is. But people make money from it. So if people are making money from it, There's obviously a method to the madness. Capish? Hope that helps. BTC, where we at? Still marking lower. Still going. 63.58. Who's been bidding? Where we at? Come on. Ooh. There she is. $64 million right there. $34 million bid. Still going. Working. Quickly going into the 1 hour time frame to see if anyone is loading up. Keep on going. Let's have a look at the book map. The bids are coming pretty strong in this area. 1, 2, 3 hits to the lows right there. There's bidders market. Look up here. Can you see up here, guys, where it says 32%? That's bids. So the order flow imbalance is suggesting that there's a lot of guys bidding Bitcoin, okay? So when we see a reaction like that, we then assume, yes, there's a potential for a snap reversal from this point maybe. They may not be done with it, though. Looking at the time, it's now 1:45. So there is a bit of a window yet for the market to really make its initial movement, okay? But we have had Powell talking a few minutes ago, okay? So that could be leading why everything has been going down, maybe. Come on. Come on. Are we all good in here, ladies and gentlemen? Is everybody well? Is everybody well? Tino, do you know about Funded Next prop firm, or do you recommend any prop firms for a beginner? Listen, whatever prop firms you guys decide to use, okay? Just before you even step into funded prop firms, you've got to make sure that you can stick to a criteria. They give you these tight points where you've got to keep 5% risk and what have you. Save your money. Go to a demo account and get used to trading with the balance that you are looking to invest in. Try it for a week. Try it for 2 weeks. Try and see if you can actually hit the target that they're actually wanting you to try and hit. Okay? And try and do that 3 times. So if you've got a $250,000 account and the target is roughly around 8%, say, okay, you'd need to earn around 15K. Okay? 15K to make that, to pass the challenge. All right? Get used to playing with 15 or that exposure. Get used to it. Because you can either go and pay like $300, whatever it is, $300 on a funded account to try it out. Because in your mind, you're thinking, well, if I'm good at it, I can then effectively, I could pass. I could actually pass it. Or you don't hit the criteria and you miss, you've lost $300. Practice it for free. Take the same audition, go onto a practice demo account, have it at $250,000, okay? And do not allow it to go beyond the drawdown of whatever the drawdown amount is, whether it's 5% or 6%, whatever. Practice it first before you commit. Because then when you do it first and pay, you lose the account, you're out of pocket. You then try it again because you want to try and pass it so that you don't go out of pocket from the last one that you purchased. And then you lose that account again. Now you're double out of pocket. Then you play that game of I'm playing catch up. Well, I've only spent $1,200. If I deposited 10 grand and, it would have been 10%. So I can deal with that. Okay. I'll buy again. Just be careful with that. Establish that you can make and work within those parameters that they give you. Then when your confidence is up, you go to the funded program, slash the size in half that you were using initially where you proved to yourself you could do it, and then execute. Your confidence level will be shooting up, in my opinion. Okay? The problem with demo accounts is that the market doesn't react to you. Listen, the demo accounts, you're not there to learn. You're not there to make money on a demo account, ladies and gentlemen. You're there to understand the dynamics of working within certain parameters from these companies. Get used to it first, all right? Get used to it and then commit. That's what I'm saying. Tino, turned my red candles green. Now I understand what the MM is doing. There you go. There you go. Hi, Tino. Rocky Flintstone. How you doing, bro? Hi, Tino. I've been a platinum member for quite a few months, and it's the best decision I've made. Just wanted to ask again about Reddit. Is it too soon to dip my toes into some shares? Mad love. Yiro, Jero, Rocky Flintstone, mad love to you that on the platinum membership, bro. Didn't have to say that, but mad love and respect for that. And anyone that wants to know, 20% off the platinum membership. I'm doing a video tomorrow, which is a weekly review, where I'm talking about liquidation bounces. And that's going to be helping the guys understand how to take advantage of plays using liquidation point bounces. All right. Principle of a bouncing ball. All right. It's the best way to explain the strategy. It's something I do every single weekend on the Saturday, and then I do the market watch on the Sunday. So if you want to get involved in that bad boy, go check out the Traders Reality website. Pinned to the top of the chat is the discount code BULLRUN, where you get 20% off your first month, and that ends in March, the end of March. Okay. Cool. Dixie is breaking downtrend. Yeah. Bitcoin's going down. Violet vector candle. Range weekly low. Blue vector to the left of the chart. Ask yourself the question, what's going on? What is happening? Anyone? What's going on? Tell me, and I'm going to let you go. What do you think's happening here? Please. I want to know. Where do you guys think this is? What's going on? Tell me. We've been here for a few days now. Mad love and respect. Again, make sure you're liking the live stream. Are you liking the live stream? Look, 562 people have liked the live stream. So that must be the people at the start. I'm assuming that you guys haven't liked it because you were listening and you were just watching the chart. So mad love for paying attention on here. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that, I am giving you some flavor. Can we like the stream, ladies and gentlemen? 2,000 of you amazing people. Don't like it? Come on, man. Here we go. Have we been absorbing everything? Hitting the bids, bidding, buying. Yes. V-shape buying. Longs getting liquidated. Yes, sir, Burr. Buying. ETF outflows, maybe. Yeah. Or buying inflows. They're buying. Look how fast it's acting. Look at the candle. You're sensing something's going on now. Pay attention to the way the candlestick moves. Get a feel for the wave of what's happening right now. This is transactional behavior right now. You might think this guy's full of it. No, I'm not. This is what we look at every single day. When I see a red vector candle like that and it's marking lower, what's the hysteria going on right now? Who's losing? Retail. Retail's losing their mind and they're being forced to make a decision. Go short on Bitcoin, it's going for it. That's what they're thinking right now. But as pattern watchers, the guys with the eyes, we're waiting for market maker to show his hand because he's marking price lower. The criteria has yet to come into play. We want to see a sharp green vector candle inside of this zone. Now, you want to work on the higher time frames because that usually is what happens on the 15-minute time frame. You're looking for a sharp vector to come into play. So you've got a red vector marking price low. We still got this liquidity down here. So we got to be a little bit patient with BTC. But as you scour through the time frames, you'll start to see that the vectors will start to appear. That's when things might start changing. After they've marked price lower, you then say to yourself, right, they might not be done with this range. I mean, clearly this area here is a huge area for the bids. If I only go into the chart right now and have a look, yep, we're getting bidded out. Here we go. What we got here? Got 1.8 million right there. No problem. Oh, swept that liquidity right there. We got a bid here, 1.85, and we got an order here, 1.02. Going elsewhere, 2.74 in this area right here. That's been there for a little while. At the most, 1.6. The most orders I can see inside of this range, not much. There's not that many bids, right? Oh, we got 12 million, 13 million at 61,700. The logic says that the next biggest area of bids could be down here at 30 million, which they've already transacted on, okay? With a little bit more above that. And you've got 9, 10 million here at 61,900. So there's not that much liquidity here. Got me a violet vector candle right now. That's a clue. The violet vector candle tells me that something is changing. A minute ago, you were selling. Look, what was wrong with it here? Red vector, and there was a violet vector there, but naturally, it was always going to go towards this area here because this is the start of the sell-off. We've now had a successful amount of selling that's been coming into the chart. Psychologically, they've been selling. Psychologically, the guys have been buying into this. So at some instance, we're going to assume that they could actually make a sharp reversal. They could even do all of this. You've got to factor that in. But you are now watching the madness unfold in this chart. And you're not looking at it saying, I'm going to go short, I'm going to go short, I'm going to go short. And listen, even if Bitcoin were to continue down and go down pretty aggressively, okay, that's giving you more information. You're either going to jump on this as a short-term quick scalp and hope that it goes in your favor as it's going lower. But if you noticed, we're not really going lower just yet. So the longer they take to break down, the more you are inclined to believe that the momentum might actually start to slow. That's when you start seeing the snap ups, okay? And then they come back down again. And then when the next snap up comes into play, you see the green or the blue vectors, and then it reverses back up. That there is your trap. Go to the 5-minute time frame. Are we seeing the vectors? Have a look. Come on. Are we there? Not yet. Please, bro. Please. This has to be my computer. It has to be. It has to be. I need to close these off. Let me just get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. There you go. Come on. Where are you? Even just looking at the candlestick right there. There we are. Violet at the lows. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3. I saw that before somewhere. Remember where we saw it? Was it on the 15-minute time frame? Before Bitcoin made that nice move up? Where were we? Was it the hourly? Yeah, it was the hourly, wasn't it? It was over here. To that tone. 1, 2, 3. Those 3 vector candles. The last attempt at the lows. Okay. This flipping thing. The same principle that we said a moment ago about this area here. And they've marked it lower. Logic says that that's the same area here. So we know we're in an area of interest. Okay? We know something's brewing in this zone. 63 on its way. Bids are coming in strong. 55% on the bids. They're coming in strong. This is perfect point to trap people. They're trapping people right now. Don't run longs. No. I'm getting you to understand the thought process. This is where you start looking at charts. You don't look at them when they're doing this sideways behavior. Not interested. Let's go into the bids. Here we go. Where are we going? There's that point of control. So they did come down to that point of control. Now I want to know who's at this point of control. Are the buyers coming in? Well, I need to wait and see. I'm waiting. What time is it? A new 1-hour candle in 3 minutes' time. Logic says that this is a vector candle. Come on. Please, bro, man. Why is my computer doing this? I'm throwing this computer in the bin. I am. Yes. I'm agreed with it. I'm throwing this computer in the bin. I'm not interested anymore. Here we go. Red vector candle. I'm going to watch this with you all right? Just so that you can understand in terms of structure, right? You've got a red vector candle that's trading at the lows. So this move lower might not be done just yet. We've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. They've moved away from the point of control. We're looking now. The bids are still in 55%. Can you see at the top there? It's 47% now, okay? Pay attention to what's going on here. What we're looking at right now is the idea that value is all the way down here as well, okay? So we've got to be very careful with that, okay? Look, they are moving pretty fast right now. Even my computer is struggling right now. Got to be very careful with it. I've got NASDAQ running over there on the right. I've just got to be careful. So this is the makeup right now for liquidity runs. Watch it. You're not losing money right now, guys, okay? You're like in the sense where you're not missing out on anything. Just witness what's going on. The trap is being set. They're making people think something, okay? Go short, go short, go short, all right? Bitcoin could just slump from here. And if you're going to take the risk, you take the risk. But you know in the back of your mind that people are buying Bitcoin up right now whilst people are actively selling it, okay? And they can only sell if someone is there buying it. That's why you get such sharp reversals, okay? Here we go. We're about to go into the move. Where is it? Where are we at on time? Here we go. 60 seconds. I just want to demonstrate this to you all. This is where I start paying attention, even in the S&P and the NASDAQ. This is where I start paying attention to how things move. I want to get an idea. So I know the point of control up there, they usually want to come back to those points of control, okay? So now they're just gunning to find value. Where's the value? The 1 hour candle. It's going to start coming into play. Here we go. So they're working lower. The start of the next candle will dictate if there's going to be a continuation lower. When you see it, you'll see it. You've got to be watching it. Looks like it's stopping now. Offers 38% minus 32%. Looks like someone wants to take some profit. New 1 hour candle. How big is this reversal going to be? Let's see if this is a trap. Because you still have time. This is the 1 hour time frame. So you want the proof of the reversal. You wait and see how this candle performs. Because if it's going to continue higher, it's going to move from that candlestick. So you're adding caution to caution. You're watching it and you're like, now it's gone back up to that point of control. I want to know if those guys there are going to mean the business about going long or short from that point. So you're watching, okay, Mr. Offers. Is this the point where the bids have been buying? And retail's now, go short on Bitcoin. Starting to climb up. Now we want to know the proof of the climb. Is it going to be sustained? It's now gone back up above that point of control. Now I've got to pay attention to this area and say, this is where it last sold from. I need to be mindful that this candle doesn't recover the 50% of the vector and then bounces back down again or just drops back down again. I can assume that liquidation points have come into play. Lots of longs have been liquidated. They've changed direction and gone short. Perfect opportunity for me to start offloading now. Price is marking up. This is how you catch certain reversals, okay? Are we all on the same page here? I know it's not that much of a big move, ladies and gentlemen, but all relative to your asset. Yeah? It's all relative to your asset. But it's the thought process. Take that same logic, because you're going to see a red vector candle come into play. You're going to see this happening again and again and again. But you're taking this same mentality and you're applying it to the chart. Because then you apply it again at another instance, you don't know that that red vector candle that's just appeared, the candle that appears after it could be the start of Bitcoin going all the way up to its all-time high. It all starts with one candle. You want the proof of that, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that candlestick right there. Started off with a green vector and it shifted it all the way up. That's not a bad day's work. It all starts with one candle. Okay? Tina, would you consider the first red vector close below the 50 EMA on the 50-minute chart today a good short entry regarding the hybrid system, as I considered the prior push up as a retrace? When you're using specific points as entries, take this same logic of what we've just done. Rather than structurally look at the chart, refer to the structure of the chart afterwards. But have the conversation with yourself and say, who's doing what? Who's thinking what? How much of an area is giving me the idea that there's a lot of guys in this zone, or there's a lot of guys over here, or how many people are of the understand, like this comment right here. What is it? Everyone says Bitcoin's going up and crowd is always wrong though. That scares me. Well, what do you consider as Bitcoin going up? Bitcoin is going up from this point. That's what we're looking at right now. So if I took a long from the principle of what I was saying, or was building longs from this point, or you were building longs from this point, you'd be sat in profits right now. You'd be in a position to say, okay, I'm done with this trade right now. A little bit more covers my fees and I've made a little handsome sum. I'm going to take the missus out and walk the dog. It's these moments that I'm looking for. Okay? Can you look at MSTR, bro, as I'm using it as proxy? MicroStrategy. Gap down. $1,500. Listen, it is pretty extended, but it's only gone up because of its value holdings in Bitcoin. All right. So just keep an eye on that. Green vector candle could be coming into play with that one. Okay. Let me just have a look at Reddit. See where Reddit's at. 924. Nvidia's going up. 923. That flavor is there. Where's Reddit at? Come on. Reddit. $46. If you're going to, listen, if you're going to consider this with Reddit, give it a couple of weeks. Now, in my opinion, it's if you're going to buy it and forget about it, even if it goes down to $10, like, forget about it. But in the first 2 weeks, you've got to give it its weight. Just leave it. Let it do its thing. No different to an ETF. They always pull back. Then it starts to work its way back up again. All right? It will follow the bigger marketplace. You don't invest so much money for it to not show any promise, especially Reddit. And it's in the same group as Meta. You know? There's something it can do with it. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect. I hope today has provided you some value. I've let the stream go on for a little longer because I'm not going live this evening. Okay? Bitcoin would have to hit 73K for me to go live. That's the truth. Okay? But again, 20% off the Traders Reality website, the Platinum memberships, pinned to the top of the chat as Bull Run. Use that code on the Traders Reality website when you check out. But other than that, guys, enjoy your weekends. Please stay safe. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all of the ding-a-lings, hit that bell so you don't miss out on the flavor next week. Have a wicked weekend, guys. Mad love and respect. Peace.